Nene. So kuna vile Robert Burale alibaki amemake headlines jana, and I remember seeing these two articles from Citizen, and wacha tubaki tumecheck the articles cause yeah, I didn't expect this to happen. So kulikuwa na hii moja ilikuwa ni blow to Burale as court declines to pull down Rozina Mwakideu interview. So umse kuna vile alikuwa amefika kotini akasema nene mna need kutoa hii nini, kuna vile na haribu jina, and ina need kutoka as soon as yesterday. So ikakuwa ni Pastor Robert Burale has suffered a blow after a Nairobi court declined to grant his request to have a controversial interview by his ex-wife Rozina Mwakideu pulled down and deleted from online platforms. The video titled "My Biggest Mistake Was Marrying Robert Burale" was published on a YouTube channel belonging to Rosina's brother Alex Mwakideu on October 4th and has since amassed over 815,000 views on the platform. Burale sued both Alex and Rosina, alleging defamation, and sought 20 million in damages. And yes, poleni Africa kwa, while declining Burale's request to have the video pulled down, Milimani Commercial Chief Magistrate Thomas Nzioki on Tuesday, however, barred both Rosina and Alex from publishing or sharing the controversial interview. Magistrate Nzioki issued the interim orders stopping the duo from making any further publications related to the disputed video until the case before the court is heard and determined. The magistrate further noted that the order only blocks further publication but does not affect content already posted. Alafu ikiendelea, an order for interim injunction is granted to stay the defendants Alex and Rozina Mwakideu from any further publication of the complaint video on any social media platform pending the hearing and determination of the application. Then ikakuwa lawyer Ochiel Dudley representing the Mwakideu siblings assured the court that his siblings would his clients would comply with the ruling. So basically kile wameambiwa ni hawezi baki wamerepost hii video, like hawezi make maybe short clips za akina Instagram, akina TikTok na vitu kama hizo. So that was the first nini that niliona, alafu nikashindwa like damn. So Mwakideu alikuwa anataka hii kitu ikue pull down. So far iko na 816,000 views. Whoever was supposed to watch it has already watched it. So I don't know what's up with that. But then there was another article still, Joe. There's Citizen waliamua, Joe, they are going to like cover this story the way this story is supposed to be covered. So ikakuwa ingine ilikuwa ni inside Rozina Mwakideu's explosive 36-page affidavit on marriage to Robert Burale. So this is what the first time when I reacted to yeye ku bring up a lawsuit, this is the first thing that I said, that do you really want to go there? Najua, do you really want to go there? And after that, we'll dig into the past and look at everything else that has been said about him that was defamatory. But wacha tusome like what was here. Then ikakuwa the gospel singer Rozina Mwakideu has hit back at her ex-husband Robert Burale, dismissing his 20 million defamation suit as retaliatory attempt to silence her truth about their short-lived marriage. In a detailed 36-page replying affidavit filed before the Milimani Chief Magistrate's Court, Rosina has been sued alongside her brother and radio host Alex Mwakideu. Alafu maintains that everything she said in the October 4th, 2025 interview on Alex Mwakideu YouTube channel is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Burale, a pastor and motivational speaker, sought damages and a court order to have the viral interview titled "My Biggest Mistake Was Marrying Robert Burale" pulled down from YouTube, claiming it defamed him and injured his reputation. Injured his reputation. Then kiendelea, the court on Tuesday declined to grant his request, but barred both Rosina and Alex from publishing and sharing the controversial interview. In her affidavit, Rosina stands her ground, insisting she only exercised her constitutional right of reply after Burale himself discussed her multiple times in an early interview on the same channel. Nasikia ira yeye kuna discuss napatiana that motivational speaker shit najua. Then kakua, my biggest mistake in life was marrying Robert Burale na siko ubaya, she states, adding that the darkest period of her life was when she was with Robert Burale. She further accuses her ex-husband of dishonesty, emotional neglect, and financial impropriety during their 1-year marriage, which she says ended 13 years ago. I left the marriage due to irreconcilable differences, lack of conjugal contact. Lack of conjugal contact, financial issues, emotional neglect, and repeated acts of dishonesty by him. Alafu jo ikendelea jo, Rosina annexes a series of emails exchanged between the two from 2013 and 2018, in which she says she confronted Burale about what she termed as money issues, disturbing material, and false public narratives about their marriage. In one email, because kumbuka alishikanisha email, in one email dated August 22nd, 2018, she wrote to Burale asking him to stop posting about their failed marriage. I kindly ask you, let it go. It's enough now. Really, tafadhali. I may have to respond one of these days, and you know me. I'll tell the truth, only the truth. It won't be naked, just truth. Like who damn won this dude 7 years ago. Hell hath no fury like a horny woman. No. Hell hath no fury like a woman horned. No. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. Okay, not a woman horny. Okay. Pembe. Okay. The singer accuses the pastor of repeatedly using social media to push skewed stories about their relationship, forcing her to speak out publicly. My appearance on the show was a right of reply and is constitutionally protected speech, she argues. Rosina also claims that following her interview, several women reached out with similar accounts of alleged deceit and financial exploitation, adding that some were willing to testify in court. Kumbuka nikisema hiki, tukiambia ya tafadhali usifungue huyo Pandora box, usifungue Pandora box. Box ya Pandora, achana nayo. Alafu ikaendelea. She insists her tone during the interview was calm and reflective, not malicious. Any reasonable viewer would interpret my remarks as personal reflections of my lived experience, not as factual allegations impugning the plaintiff's moral or professional character. Rosina dismisses Burale's request for wide-ranging court orders, including prohibiting all social media users from sharing or commenting on the video, as orders in vain. So sisi pia tufai kucomment. Yani Burale umeamua sasa sisi tufai kucomment vya story. Sisi tuna comment tu, si tujui. Mimi najua hii mambo ya conjugal, mimi sijui. Ama virgin, hii conjugal mimi naelewa. Huku ngono nifanya ngono kwa nini? Yani kujichafua. Sifanyagi ngono mimi. Mimi ni virgin kama ule mtu anaitwa nani? Ule mtu adonja mabere. Virgin kama yeye. So, she stated that the suit amounts to strategic lawsuit against public participation meant to intimidate her and other survivors of domestic or psychological abuse from sharing their experience. I beseech the court to dismiss Burale's application, she pleads. I've moderated my response even in this affidavit. The case is set for mentioning on February 25th, 2026. So yes, so hii story itakuwa ni story that we'll keep talking about. Why? We'll keep talking about it because Burale did not let this story die. This story could have died. And he didn't let it die. Now we are here talking about it. And it's one of those really interesting stories because I don't know, man. Like, this takes me back to the interview that ule dem mwingine alifanyaga. Like back in the days, udem anaitwa Nini Washera. When Nini Washera was talking about having been conned. And when she talked about being conned, she talked specifically about Burale. So that's why I'd want to know, hii defamation yake akibonga juu hao wawili, what is his point of contention? Is it the fact that she alleged that alikuwa na conversedo, because that has been said before, or is it the fact that she said that wali kuwa married for 13 months and he never touched her, or is it the fact that he used to watch disturbing material? So I'll settle on disturbing material, and if she wrote to him and kuna hizo emails na bonga juu yake akisema that he was watching disturbing material, if she has evidence on that, do you really want that in court, especially as a life coach? Do you want that in court, especially when these people believe that you have life figured out? Unajua mi nitatokea hapa niseme no one has life figured out, namba mwafu wetulia wewe, hakuna kitu hata unajua, kuna wasa kona life figured out, kuna wasa washaiishi wakarudi tena na anaishi mara ya pili, wende ujui, kuna reincarnation. So wacha to go back in time. Last time when I reacted to this story, history ya Nini Washera, we didn't go deep into it, but history ya Nini Washera, it covered everything that ule dem alikam kubonga juu yake much later. The only thing it didn't cover was the disturbing material. Okay, wacha tucheki.
My con story, I feel like it's so average, but then it really got me in the gut, right? In about 2004, 2005, I'd saved up money. You know, my life was all about like, I'll never take a loan. Everything that I want, I'll buy it cash. So I'd saved up money, and I was looking for my first car. And in that period of time, I remember I was one of those chicks who used to just like think that the fact that the feminist movement had happened meant that I had to show off my ability to get what I wanted as a woman.
So hii part nishaibongaga juu yake, hii part ya the girl approaching him, and I understand for sisi wale tunaweza chukua tuko old school, it's very good on paper in Hollywood, but in real life it's kuna mtu, kila mtu waga like there's a certain level of I don't want to be pursued, I want to pursue. There's a certain thrill supata from the pursuing, not knowing if the girl is going to give it up or not. And for a girl to take that away from you, and the first time I talked about this story, I said I actually understand why Burale would be like, no. Okay.
So I bumped into a guy at a club, and he looked fantastic. And I hit on him. I bought him a drink. I asked him out on a first date. And we met at the standing, where he promptly bought me a glass of juice that should have been the clue to the con. So I'm looking for a car, and I'm just telling everyone about it. So when I tell him, he's like, oh, I'm a car dealer. So Mr. Car Dealer. And I now start discussing what kind of car do I want. I'm feeling his vibe. So I'm very sexually attracted to him. And then he's being the guy who's not allowing me to have sex with him.
He's being the guy who's not allowing me to have sex with him. Is there another woman who complained about this guy being the guy who's not allowing himself to have sex with her? I wonder where I had that. Okay. I think I had that wrong. Okay, wacha tuendelee. Sema mimi sijaifanya ngono, so story yote sijui. Niko na mtoi wangu, but alipatikana bikra. Mimi ndio bikra. So, okay, tuendelee.
So that's frustrating me on a sexual front, right? But also making me wonder, is he a keeper? You know? So I decide, I trust him at some point, and I give him 250,000 shillings to go to Mombasa. He's shown me pictures of a car, to come and bring this car from Mombasa to Nairobi. Already, at that point, I should have known I was going to get caught, right? But I didn't know. I had no idea how to buy a car. It was
So, kitambo magari ilikuwa cheap aje? 250,000. Damn yenyejo. Majuzi nilikuwa nimekaa chini and I was thinking about it. Quick story. I'm going to digress kidogo. And I was thinking about it. I sold my Toyota Vista for 350,000 shillings. And right now, I'm sure I can't get the same car for 350,000 shillings. That shows you how the dollar behaves in funny ways, where a car can actually end up, I don't know. Yeah, because nilikuwa nimenunuaga a Toyota Noah back in the days that I was supposed to use for business. Kumbuka hiyo time nilikuwa nasikiza advice wase, buda jo, ukigeta Toyota Noah jo, buda alafu baki umeingiza jo kwa hizi vitu zinaitagwa nini jo, hizi vitu zinaitwa makatwas, buda huwezi sota. Hiyo gari jo itajipata kwa parking buda. Nikanunua gari jo ilibaki kwa parking hapo. And hiyo gari Lion Day, ule wa mbusi na Lion Day linisaidia kuuza hiyo gari. And I sold it after less than a year. I bought it for 980, sold it like for 660. And I'm sure if I'd stayed with it till now, I could actually have sell it for 660 if it's well maintained. So damn man, but cars used to be 250. Damn, hii dola itatuonyesha mambo. Okay, wacha tuendelee. Kuzika hii gari inatolewa Mombasa, I'm assuming kwa kavits fulani kwa 250, which makes sense because I remember dollar around the time dollar ilikuwa around 67 shillings, so 250 would come to around $4,000. Okay, I don't know how it's gonna come to 250, but sawa, wacha tuendelee.
It was the first time I didn't ask anyone for advice. I thought I should do it myself. So I give him the money, he goes off, he's talking to me throughout this whole period, gets to the coast, he's talking to me, gets to the car, takes pictures of the car, he's talking to me, he's driving back, I don't hear from him.
Damn. Sikia hiyo jo, ila ya imefika huko, allegedly. Inapiga mpaka picha, inabonga no dem. Mufu time kirudi jo ikasema iko nene jo. Katuma hiyo dem ile place. Ile place mtu magara zimeniudhi jo. Literally lituma hiyo dem kwa Kajitombe. Because hiyo dem alikuwa na daideki. Oh shit. Get it? Alikuwa na daideki. Ikamtuma kwa Kaji. Okay.
Ever. Again. Please note, I was tuning this guy. He had taken me to his mom's house. He had taken me to a swanky office in Westlands that was his. So I start by taking those steps. I go to his mom's house. His mom doesn't remember me, doesn't know who I am. She refuses to open the gate for me. I go to the office in Westlands. Another company works there. They ask me, Robert who? Which is the name of the guy who had conned me. I've never.
Damn. Robert who? Robert what? Robert who? Alafu, where have we heard someone else say that they were taken to Robert's mother? Where did we hear that story? Ama we are wrong? Ama we heard that story? I don't know. Okay. Wacha tuendelee jo, because this story gets interesting. At some point, when I heard this story, I was laughing my AWS off. Like, it's super funny to me. It's sad, but also funny. Okay, wacha tuendelee.
I've never heard from him. I reported the matter to the cops. They looked for him, said they couldn't find him. A few years later, I'm doing casting and I find this guy now is calling people. He's an actor. So he's on a TV show and I call the producer of that TV show and I say, chick, you're getting conned. In that melee of trying to figure out who this guy was, if his stuff was real, if he is a con man for real, he'd already conned about 4 or 5 guys in the production that he was working for. Many years later, I find an advertisement in a newspaper that says that there's a pastor in town who's going to pray for single women to get into couples, into marriages. And it's this guy, Robert, who's now a pastor.
Damn, mira Raiko imekuwa na watu wanne jo. Actors. I'm hoping it's not dudes, man. Actually hoping it's not dudes. I was hoping it's girls. I'm sorry, girls, but girls fall from bullshit super fast. All this pastor nonsense and motivational speaker shit. Madem waga very easy to manipulate. That's why you remember what happened to Esther Runga. Like Quincy Timberlake. Who's called Quincy Timberlake? Story for another day. So damn, like so wanne jo. Ama watu wanne walikuwa tayari to conned. Alafu stops being an actor, becomes a pastor to help married couples. And the last time I reacted to this story, I said, if you got married and stayed married for 1 year, shut the fuck up. I'm sorry, but shut the fuck up. Some of us tumekuwa married for long, man. Najua, and we're not out here giving marriage advice. Cause pia si ni guesswork tu. Me sijuagi. I don't know how I've stayed married for saizi ni close to 11 years. I don't know. If you had to ask me, what's the secret to a happy marriage? I don't know. I think maybe niliangukia, so I don't have enough drama in my life. And demi yangu apendi drama, mi sipendi drama. Alafu, of course, I don't watch any disturbing material. I conjugate. Okay. Conjugate. Okay. Najua, nakwaga na za ovyo. Straight face. Back to business.
So I find his contact and I call him and I'm like, dude, do you still have my 250,000 shillings? Oh, Nini. Oh, in fact, I'm born again. Oh, in fact, I want to make amends. Oh, in fact, let's meet at Trattoria on Wednesday at 7 o'clock and I'll give you back your money.
Try kuimagine jo. Try kuimagine kuna doya mwafu. Mwafu akupigie. Ni aje buda. Kuna pesa yangu. Anyway, I'm born again. I'm born again. Nasa kule, unataka kuniambia ulirudi kwa sehemu nyeti ya mamako akakuangusha tena? Hapana, wewe tuache mchezo bwana. Damu ya Yesu Kristo, si Yesu alikufa miaka 2000 iliyopita. Damu yake simekauka, acha zako bwana. Nipatie pesa mwangu.
Fool that I was. Where was I? Trattoria. 7 o'clock on that day, waiting for this guy who never turned up.
Damn, Makauza, what did you do about it?
The cops say that it's too late now. Too many years have passed with the statute of limitations on something like this. So I can't go after him now. But every time I've thought that I've managed to get him and get my money back from him, I managed to slip out of my fingers.
So yeah, so ilikuwa Nini wa Shera alibongaga jia Robert Burale, and this to me was defamatory. If this was not a true story, it's defamatory. And so that's why nashindwa, this present case has to be about the disturbing material. Otherwise it can't be about these con games, because apart from yeye shaskia kuna dem fulani pia alikuwa ameposta, niko Nini fan, I think shared that to me about some other girl, I think called Elizabeth. I don't know what her name was, but she'd shared the same thing, that alichezwa because I think ilikuwa ridiculous. Damn, I think I'm making a mistake. Was it? Damn, kuna mtu alikuwa amepost jia kukoniwa millions. Can't be that. Okay, aniko Nini fan shared a certain story with me. I don't know ya Burale kwa pesa ngapi, but I remember another story pia ilikuwa someone had been conned millions. I don't know, but yes. So there was that. So to me, these go like zina corroborate stories za ule Rosina za dishonesty. So there's that element of dishonesty. Nacheki. Konene, nimeinterrupt show kukuremind juu ya Lemfi. Kama uko US ama Canada na unataka kutuma do Kenya, register kwa Lemfi ukitumia promo code EKONENE. Hii itakuguarantee $20 cashback on your first $100 transaction. Alafu pia time una register, make sure umetick the 2 checkboxes za notifications ndio ukireceive info about amazing offers through newsletters. Na pia usijali, Lemfi hawatumagi hizi letters za yani unajua like ma messages za kipumbavu. Pia usisahau, every time una transact $50 and above una earn points. Na the more una transact, the more points you earn, and you can redeem them as cash ile time unatuma pesa. Alafu pia kitu nanibamba kabisa ni saizi ukitumia Lemfi unabaki umelipa pay bills na till numbers directly. That means unabaki umehandle bills za maparo wako ukiwa hizo maside za States ama maside za Canada. Alafu pia wewe mwenyewe as a Lemfi user baki umetafuta ile button imeandikwa get USD $20, ubaki umeinvite mabeste zako, na ukiinvite mabeste zako on their first $100 transaction unapata pesa ngapi? $20 cashback. So unangoja nini? Baki umechangamka, ingia Lemfi. Lemfi, international payments for everyone. Ekonene. So but apart from that, if there's another person ule alikuwa anajuaga Burale on a personal level, ni umsa anaitwa Kibe, because even there's that key infamous photo of them jo Israelaka azimeshika Bible jo. So Kibe ameshikilia Bible yake standing next to Burale, Alafu kuna raya jo, hizi raya zingine 4 na shindo zilienda wapi jo? Are they as successful as these 2 dudes? Kuna raya fulani jo mpigilia nini fulani ya white jo. Suti ya white hapa. Kutu Yesu Kristo. Okay, I don't know what happened, but these 2 dudes are the ones that are known. And Kibe did a show. This is back in the days when it was Burale fucking the Andrew Kibe show. Alafu at some point Burale ended up like hitting back akisema I can't disown Andrew Kibe. God is at work in Andrew Kibe's life. So yes, there was this. So this is the reason why I go back to asking myself, like, what is this guy suing about? Is he suing because of the only thing that I can settle on is the disturbing material? So now, if I was the girl, I'd have to make sure that the disturbing material, there's some certain level of evidence of the disturbing material. Because anything else about him not being financially honest has been in the public domain for a very long time. Yes, it's been there. History ya Nini Washera, if you've listened to Iko Nini, you've heard us joke about it because it was a funny show. It was a funny story, and I found it to be super funny personally. Najua, like, this dude just chezas alafu anaenda mpaka na tandika raya 4 kwa set. Okay, but wacha tucheki jo. A close friend of him talked about him, and is this defamatory or not? Wacha tusikize.
Now, Robert has always been a very shifty fellow. Shifty as fuck. Smooth. Upper, mdomo. Man or woman, Robert will get whatever the fuck he wants from you. Bad news, Bram. That's a Robert Burale, pastor. Sasa anaitwa Israel Robert Burale. Oh, Robert would never come when he has no chums. Ataka kwa hao.
So, masikio plot ya Robert always been a shifty fellow. So, what does shifty mean? That is. And yeah, so now we have this situation whereby we are still talking about this story. This story could have died by October 7th if Burale decided to let it go. Because kuna very many similarities between Nini Washera na Rosina. Nini introduced to the mom. Rosina introduced to the mom. Pesa. No sex. Vile musemaga, everyone creates a pattern, and when you stop creating the pattern, you start creating a new pattern. Nacheki. That's just how nature works. We all create patterns. And yeah, wataendelea kufuatilia hii story na kucheki where it goes. So tunagoja February 26th, and hopefully she does not have any evidence of the disturbing videos, because I don't think there'd be a way to come back from that. That would be too damaging. I think even for the supporters who feel like she's a woman scorned, even for them it would be hard if, yes, because even if we can see hizo emails alikuwa amesema that hizo emails zile amesema that unajua nini, this is what happened. If those emails are there and she's talking about the disturbing material and he never counters that in any way, it becomes interesting. And the fact that she also warned him like 7 years ago and told him, do not talk about this story. As men, tunakuwaga na, everyone has a woman in their life will only disappoint in one way or another. Yes? Kuna dem, nikushua waganona, nikiwa iko nene, asema, that 2-minute dude. Funajitetea, at least I'm not a 1 minute. Afana sema, that 2 minute was just meant to, you're actually a 36-second dude. So, Kosagi, and what you do is you don't go talking shit, and you just let it be. So this is going to be a very interesting story to follow up on and see, man. And I'd want to know, man, like, I don't go to church, but wasa wanaenda church ya Burale bado inajaa, haijai, because he said that this is going to affect his business. I don't think it's going to affect. Damn, church is a business. I don't think it's going to affect. Why? Because the best thing about religion is for you to be a true believer, kuna kitu wago unafanya na unagani, unachukua bongo na iweka hapa alafu unafunika kichwa. So those people will never they'll never, like, what is it called, believe Rosina. So this was a story that was just going to die a natural death. The only people who are going to, like, believe Rosina were, of course, 100% non-believers. Those ones would believe them. Non-believers would believe Rosina. But how many non-believers are in Kenya? So this is a story that could have just died a natural death. Ukiona the amount of confidence that the Rosinas have, najua. Remember when I reacted, I was there like, Nani was acting. Anaitwa Nani, Alex Fujifanyisha. This was the first time he was hearing that story. He'd had the story before. Do I blame him? No. Najua, if you take my sister through hell, I think I can also decide you to take you through hell, especially if it's based on fact. And if that girl has emails that back in the days Akiambiom said, do not talk about this, do not talk about this. And remember when I reacted, ile video nilifanyaga kitambo, what did I say? Was the video planned? No. I said one thing, ile kitu nilisemaga hiyo time, that Rosina only decided to do the video because alisikia nani akibonga, especially when he talked about 13 years celibacy. Dem alikuwa zile za ui dem, nasikia kujiscratch jo. Kwani natumia hii kidole kujiscratch? Kisijui iko nene.